Imagine waking up in the future. Robo-taxis glide silently through city streets. Optimus robots work alongside humans in offices, factories, and homes. Rockets launch regularly into the sky. Above it all stands a colossal statue of Elon Musk, a symbol of technological success. Beneath that statue sits an elderly man who resembles Nikola Tesla, dressed modestly and largely forgotten. The company bearing Tesla's name has become one of the most valuable in history, yet Nikola Tesla himself died with little money. It raises an intriguing question: can anyone truly predict who will win in technology? To find an answer, we travel back to the 1970s. Inside Xerox PARC, a group of brilliant engineers worked on ideas that seemed almost magical at the time. They developed the graphical user interface, allowing users to interact with windows and icons instead of typing endless commands. They refined the computer mouse, making computers easier and more intuitive to use. These inventions would eventually shape the digital world.
We need to make the interface intuitive for everyone.
The Dynebook vision is taking shape here.
The hardware is ready to support it. We need to make the interface as intuitive as a child's toy.
But the hardware is still too limited for true graphical windows.
What if we virtualize the memory to create the illusion?
Looking at their laboratory, one might have confidently predicted that Xerox would become the dominant force in personal computing for decades to come. But history had other plans. Two young entrepreneurs, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, saw something extraordinary in these ideas. Neither invented the graphical interface, neither invented the mouse, yet both immediately understood their potential. Steve Jobs envisioned computers that ordinary people would enjoy using. Bill Gates envisioned software that could run on millions of computers around the world. They took inspiration from ideas born at Xerox PARC and pursued very different strategies. What followed was one of the greatest business battles in technology history. Apple focused on creating elegant products and memorable user experiences. Microsoft focused on building software that could spread across countless hardware manufacturers. As personal computers entered homes and offices around the world, Microsoft gained overwhelming market share. Windows became the standard desktop experience for hundreds of millions of people. By many measures, Bill Gates won the first round. Then the battlefield shifted. The future of computing moved from the desk to the pocket. In 2007, Apple introduced the iPhone and transformed the smartphone industry. Once again, Apple emphasized simplicity, design, and user experience. The result was a product that redefined how people communicated, worked, and consumed information. This time, Steve Jobs won a different battle. While Microsoft remained enormously successful, Apple emerged as the dominant force in the modern smartphone era. The lesson is deeper than who won and who lost. The engineers at Xerox PARC changed the world through invention. Jobs and Gates changed the world through commercialization. Nikola Tesla changed the world through invention as well, while others later built businesses upon technologies inspired by his work. History repeatedly reminds us that invention and commercialization are two very different skills. One creates possibilities, the other creates empires. And perhaps the hardest thing of all is knowing, at the beginning of the story, which people will become the inventors, which will become the commercializers, and which will ultimately be remembered as the winners.